Hi, Kapil. Thank you for having me. I've been wondering about the pursuit of the truth and how it folds in on itself. Uh, if you pursue the truth, then you're an asshole for trying to be the guy that pursues the truth. But even personally, if you pursue the truth, then you're going against what your body does naturally. I guess what I'm asking is there's still always some force that says don't do this, or a really annoying voice. Why does this exist? What is the purpose of that? Everything else in my life seems to be so efficient except for this one voice.
Well, it doesn't really sound like you want to pursue the truth, not that you should, because you seem to be, from your question, you seem to be asking why the other things arise which are annoying you and stopping you from seeking it. You seem to be more interested in that part as opposed to the desire to seek the truth, despite what things may arise. I could be wrong, but that's just what your question seems to suggest.
Well, the difficult part is, and I think that maybe some of the people in the room also relate, is that you have the part of you that realizes the truth, maybe that you're speaking, but it then goes to the idea of whenever you start really subscribing to the idea of truth, going to zero, or I don't know what that means, but I think that a lot of the who cares, just I get my ideas folded in on themselves because the truth seems to be naturally evasive. Why? Why is that? Or is
that's because of your conditioning,
right? But what does that mean?
So what that means is that when you grew up in a particular world, right, which is the world that everybody knows right in front of you, society and so forth, and in that world are various voices and media and print and so forth, notions that you've heard all of your life from the very beginning, and relating to life, relating to, and as you got older, more so-called sophisticated, perhaps in the arena of self-help and spirituality. Maybe you read some books, and maybe you heard some podcasts, and
right.
And over time, all of these things infiltrated you, and therefore that becomes your default setting. So that becomes, and in other parts of your life, it's fine because everyone's playing the same game as you are. Therefore, the language is the same, and so you can make transactions, so to speak, in the same game that everyone plays. But when it comes to something that is not of the world, that goes beyond the world, that the world does not know, that society does not subscribe to, that literally flies in the face so violently against everything you've ever been taught, you're on your own. And so the only things that you have are the things that you have imbibed for however old you are up until literally this day. And so when you even approach the truth, it is going to be anti everything, not because the truth wishes to be anti everything, but because everything that you learned was garbage. So if you learned garbage, which is not your fault, but if you've been taught garbage, then that is the truth's fault. But naturally, if you come holding bags of garbage, then the truth is going to be completely opposite of that. Therefore, of course, there's going to be massive resistance. Of course, there's going to be, because then you're being asked to throw away everything you've ever known. And how can you do that?
Can you ask a master carrying bags of garbage how to do, or not how, but can you ask them anything? Or do you just have to put down the garbage first before you can even approach the master?
No, you don't really need to put down anything. I think everything is about understanding. I don't think it's about give me some teaching, and that's garbage too. So everything that you've heard about spirituality, and maybe even masters, and maybe, like, I would say from 0 to 100, everything that you know is garbage. And if it isn't 100% garbage, it's 72%. But whatever it is garbage. Therefore, if you come and 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 you ask, somebody who may know a little bit, that you want to learn something, it really is the understanding of what you're coming with, and not that you should demean yourself, and not that you should move against yourself and try to put down the garbage. It really is a mature understanding that, okay, that I've just grown up with garbage, and the truth is something else. And so, do I want to pursue that or not? And there's no how to pursue. There's no how should I approach. Everything is done. Anything that is serious is done by way of maturity. And maturity does not mean, button up your tie and put on a stern face and be all adult and mature. That has no meaning. That's just form. Maturity means that you understand where you are, and you understand that it isn't really your fault that you're here, but you do have an affinity for whatever reason for the truth, if you do, and that there's always somewhere that you must begin.